Hello everyone, welcome. In this video, let's talk about the large knight move in response to the corner approach. So this is rather unconventional. And in this video and in the next couple of videos, I'll talk about some of these unconventional responses to the corner approach to prepare you to the fullest extent for any situation. This is helpful for beginners because beginners might experiment with a lot of these moves. And most of these moves are not bad at all, and they're kind of pretty legit, but they're not played very often, right? In the hundreds, if not thousands of games I've played over the past 20 years, I'd say the times I saw my opponent use this move, it has to be under 20, right? It's very rare to see your opponent respond this way among serious amateur Go players. Let alone this. This you see more often. This you almost never see these days. This is a trick move that I'll explain. So in the next couple of videos, I'll just go through these moves. They're unconventional, and I'll teach you how to respond to these. So this will be helpful for beginners because beginners are at a stage where you're still experimenting. This is also helpful for other amateur players because you may not have seen a video covering variations stemming from number 6. Alright, so let's get right into this. What does number 6 mean? Well, it means pretty simple, right? It's very similar to this and this. It just means I want the left side of the board. But the difference here is that if black just plays these conventional moves, white will actually be very happy to answer here, now that number 6 is one space apart from these normal moves. Actually, white gains, right, by playing number 6. Compare this to this. Then obviously, white would like to extend one more space to the left, right? And this will be similar, right? Obviously, white is very happy to extend 2 spaces instead of 1, right? So white will benefit a little bit if black plays these Josekis. So what's the weakness of this number 6 right here? The weakness is that the corner is more open, right? It's much easier for black to come into the corner. And white can only block this way. White cannot block here, right? This wouldn't make any sense. Number 6 is a very small extension given the wall here with these 3 stones. So this is not viable for white, right? If it's something like this, then number 6 is definitely at the wrong spot. So that's why white must block from this side, black must crawl, and now white has a few choices. The correct Joseki, according to AI, is to extend. Now we're seeing a very familiar pattern. White can either crawl here, or actually connecting here also works in this situation. Black will finish the shape with number 15 right here on the second line, and white can either play a pincer here, or play here, which is a more solid move. If white plays here, then white is really threatening to play here at number 16, which is a much better shape. So if you're black, you might consider extending here. Now white can either connect here, it's a slow move, very inefficient, but because black owes a move here, right? Black cannot really extend because black is not completely alive. If you push here, then white can keep extending, and this is a dead shape after number 22. So black still owes a move here, and that's why it's okay to play at number 16. Now white can put some pressure on these 2 stones, or number 16 can be here, right? So this is a similar pattern that we've seen in lesson 507.6. So black can play this exchange first, or can leave it, just play here. White will probably play here, and black can push and cut actually, threatening to make this cut at E17. And white's response is actually to give up number 6, right, and preserve this wall instead. And now white can take Sente. So this is one way to settle the shape. It slightly favors black. So that's number 10, this extension. The key move is going to be right here. If black plays here first, then white can stand down, forcing black to play here. And now this makes a big difference, right? The corner is much smaller, white's shape is much more complete, and number 5 is under more pressure this way. So that's why black must get to this hane and connection first. What about this hane? Actually, it's worse than the extension for white. Black will still play this move. And now white can only connect, right? This will leave too many vulnerabilities. White can only connect. Black can play this honey, right, to make a living shape on the corner. Now if white connects, which is not great because number 15 is already alive, and number 16 basically gives black sente, so black can play elsewhere, especially on the upper side to reduce the value of white's wall. So white will probably play here, and if black plays on the inside, which is a living shape, it's a little slow. So it's better for black to just Atari here and play this clamp. White can capture number 17, right? Doesn't depend on the ladder, can play the net. So that's why black doesn't need to escape. Black can just connect. It's also Atari, so white will capture. And black can take sente. So this favors black because white's shape is very redundant. As you can see, number 16, 18, 22 is very concentrated, very redundant. Whereas black took the corner, not entirely alive yet, but it's out, right? It can extend very easily to the upper side. So this definitely favors black. And that is why number 10 right here, this hane, is not a good move. What about this? This seems like a key point, but it's not necessarily good for white. If white just connects, then black has this move, which is a really neat move. Now white must play the hane. Black has two choices, this wedge or this connection. If black plays this wedge, then what happens now is that white will have to connect here. Black can cut, and what white will do is actually to give up these 4 stones. White has cuts, potential ko's on the corner, and will play something like this to try to contain black. So this is the best white can do, and it favors black by a little bit because the corner territory is sizable. But if you look at white's wall, it's not too bad. If black connects here, now white again can connect this way, right? If you connect here, white is really trying to preserve the wall radiating to the left side, right? So this will go back. Or white can play here. And now black must continue playing on the second line here for a little bit. Now after number 19, AI is suggesting that white must play on the upper side to put pressure on number 5. And now, of course, playing the hane and double hane at 21 and 23 are very valuable for black. If white keeps playing this, then black can extend on the upper side, and the value of white's wall is greatly reduced if number 5 gets settled. It's so close to the wall, and it's very hard to build anything with the wall. So white must take sente from the left side to play on the upper side at number 20. So this slightly favors black as well. So that's number 13, right? But if you have this move, right, it actually makes a difference. If you play the tiger's mouth, black will Atari, white can connect in this situation. If black plays this again, then this will not work because black no longer has this cut, right? White can just capture very easily with the setup at number 12. So this is why it's very neat. Black has to play right here, number 15, on the second line. And white should probably play on the upper side here. And black can't really cut because number 20 is sente, it's threatening to cause trouble on the corner. So the best black can do is actually to bend here. And again, white has a choice between the pincer and keep playing here on the third line. And both are very valuable, and as long as black gets one side, like this or this, black has an advantage locally. So that is number 12, the tiger's mouth, and number 14. Not optimal for white. Lastly, what about this move? This is an interesting move because, as we said, this is a key point. If black gets to play at this point, then black will have a pretty good shape to settle in the corner. What if white gets here first? Now black can actually play this hane. It's a pretty harsh move. It seems like white can cut, right? Black cannot play this. This way black will get killed. But what black can do in this situation, which depends on a ladder, right? Depends on this ladder. If white can capture the ladder, then this is not viable for black. But in this situation, this ladder will bump into number 3 here in the lower right. So the best white can do is this attachment underneath, right? White needs to be careful. If you play here first, then black can play number 15. This is 4 liberties versus 3, and white is dead. So white can actually live here. White can play this first. If you're black, if you play this, then white will have an easier time making trouble with this cut. It's best for black to play this extension first, threatening to capture number 12, right? This way, number 12 will be dead, and this is not okay for white. So white must save number 12 by playing here. And now black can play number 17. White can connect, and actually white will be able to win this race to capture, but it doesn't matter, actually. Black can just play on the outside and allow white to capture on the inside. And this actually favors black. Why? Because the corner is not that big. White had it to begin with, and black's shape on the outside is very efficient. It's a very thick shape, and it's super efficient, and black has sente. So this actually favors black. So if white plays a number 10, black can actually just give up the corner and get a nice wall on the outside. So that's the idea. A little unexpected. What if the ladder favors white? It's actually easy to do. We'll just have white play an exchange here, and now this ladder will favor white. Actually, doesn't make a huge difference. Black just needs to play this move first. Now white cannot play on the corner. This way, black will Atari and push through, and white is in trouble. The corner is simply too small, and black is super strong on the outside. So this is not okay for white. So after 15, white must stand down here. Again, black will play one more move to kind of extend liberties on the inside, but what this will do is that it will help black build a wall on the outside. So again, black has a really strong wall. Number 21 is also sente, right? If you don't play, then black can Atari, and this, right? You don't play this Atari. This way you lose 2 liberties to 3, but you have this throw in. Don't forget about the throw in, and now black will win this race to capture, right? Very satisfying. So number 21 is also in sente, and this way, black also has a very nice shape on the outside, and black has a local advantage. So that's how you deal with the standing down at d18. Black can just give up the corner and get a wall. But what if you don't like taking the corner as black in this situation? That's totally legit. You might want to extend on the upper side, and in the future, you might even want to jump, right? You may not want to take the corner, and that's totally fine. You kind of want to ignore number 6. That's also valid. You can also take sente in this situation. Because the corner is less guarded, it's harder for white to effectively attack number 5. If white pincers, black can always come into the corner and make a living shape very easily. Something like this. If white blocks from this side, then again, black can live very easily. If white plays the kick, because number 6 is farther apart, the attack will not be as harsh, right? Black has moves like this, threatening to exploit the weaknesses here, and black can extend to the center of the board very easily without being enclosed. So that's how black can follow up some of white's moves here. So overall, I guess nothing to worry about your opponent plays here. You can kind of ignore it and go about your business. Even if you play this move, it's only a slight advantage for white to play here. Or if you play something like this, it's only a slight advantage. It's not the end of the world if your opponent gains this bit of advantage in the early game, and it's definitely totally playable for both sides. But still, it's very important for you to know that the downside to this move is that black can come into the corner and live and settle more easily. And most of the variations we saw today involving the corner invasion favors black. So I hope the explanations in this video help, and I'll see you in the next Josekis video. Good luck, and thank you for watching.